In the deepest parts of the ocean, far beyond sunlight, there exists an animal that challenges nearly every assumption biologists once held about how complex life can survive. It lives where pressures are crushing, where temperatures fluctuate violently, and where toxic chemicals pour continuously from the seafloor. Far beyond sunlight, life endures in chemical darkness. At hydrothermal vents, metals billow from the seafloor and temperatures swing wildly. Pressure is crushing, water scalds, then chills. Yet an ecosystem persists. Here lives the so-called volcano snail, Chrysomallon squamiferum, the scaly-foot gastropod. It does not live on photosynthesis, but on chemosynthesis driven by vent chemistry. Its shell and overlapping foot scales are armored with iron sulfide, real metal built into an animal. Inside, dense symbiotic bacteria convert toxic sulfides into food, largely replacing ordinary feeding. Studying this snail reveals the limits of animal physiology, the evolution of extreme symbiosis, and strategies life might use on other worlds. Despite the nickname, volcano snails do not live in volcanic lava flows. They inhabit deep-sea hydrothermal vents, typically more than 2,000 meters below sea level. These vents form where seawater penetrates cracks in the oceanic crust, becomes superheated by magma, and then re-emerges carrying dissolved metals and chemicals. The scaly-foot gastropod is a marine snail belonging to the class Gastropoda. It was formally described in 2001 and is known only from a handful of vent systems in the Indian Ocean. Adults typically measure about 4 to 5 centimeters in shell diameter. What makes this species exceptional is its exterior. The shell is coated with iron sulfide minerals, and the snail's foot is covered with hundreds of overlapping scales, called sclerites, that are also mineralized with iron compounds. No other known animal uses iron sulfide as structural body armor. Hydrothermal vents form along mid-ocean ridges and tectonic boundaries. Cold seawater seeps into the crust, heats to temperatures exceeding 400 degrees Celsius, dissolves metals such as iron, copper, and zinc, and is expelled back into the ocean. When this superheated fluid meets cold seawater, minerals precipitate rapidly, forming chimney-like structures. These environments are completely dark and chemically extreme, yet they support dense biological communities. Because sunlight does not reach these depths, vent ecosystems are not powered by photosynthesis. Instead, they rely on chemosynthesis. Specialized bacteria oxidize chemicals such as hydrogen sulfide to produce organic carbon. The scaly-foot gastropod has taken this strategy further than most animals. It hosts dense populations of chemosynthetic bacteria inside an enlarged internal organ, known as the esophageal gland. These bacteria convert vent chemicals directly into nutrients that sustain the snail. As a result, the snail's digestive system is highly reduced. It does not rely on grazing or predation. Its survival depends almost entirely on maintaining the right chemical conditions for its symbiotic bacteria. Perhaps the most studied feature of Chrysomallon squamiferum is its iron armor. Most mollusk shells are made primarily of calcium carbonate. In contrast, this species incorporates iron sulfide minerals, specifically graphite and pyrite, into both its shell and scales. The shell consists of 3 layers: an outer iron sulfide layer, a middle organic layer, and an inner aragonite layer. The scales on the foot function as sacrificial armor, absorbing damage from predators such as crabs and preventing injury to soft tissue. Laboratory testing has shown that these iron-coated scales provide exceptional resistance to mechanical stress and cracking. From an evolutionary perspective, this suggests intense predation pressure in vent environments. Although hydrothermal vent fluids can exceed 400 degrees Celsius, the snail does not live directly in these flows. Instead, it occupies narrow boundary zones where hot vent water mixes with cold seawater. This results in rapid temperature fluctuations. The scaly-foot gastropod shows remarkable physiological tolerance to these changes, aided by specialized proteins and heat-stable cellular membranes. Its blood contains high concentrations of hemoglobin adapted to low oxygen conditions. These adaptations allow the snail to maintain metabolic stability in an environment that would be lethal to most marine animals. Genetic studies indicate that Chrysomallon squamiferum diverged early from other gastropod lineages. Genes associated with biomineralization, metal transport, and symbiosis are highly expressed. The species demonstrates how extreme environments can drive radical evolutionary solutions. Rather than avoiding toxic metals, the snail uses them structurally. Rather than digesting food, it farms internal bacteria. This challenges traditional definitions of animal feeding strategies and highlights evolution's capacity for innovation under constraint. Despite its resilience, the scaly-foot gastropod is highly vulnerable. It occupies a very limited geographic range. Several known populations lie in areas targeted for deep-sea mining due to high metal concentrations. In 2019, this species became the first animal officially listed as endangered due to deep-sea mining threats. Disturbance of vent systems could eliminate entire populations before they are fully studied. Beyond conservation, this snail has implications for materials science and astrobiology. Its iron-based armor inspires new composite materials, while its chemosynthetic lifestyle informs the search for life on ocean worlds such as Europa and Enceladus. The volcano snail is not a myth or anomaly. It is a rigorously documented example of how life adapts when pushed to environmental extremes. By studying Chrysomallon squamiferum, scientists gain insight into evolution, symbiosis, and the boundaries of biology itself. In the absence of sunlight, under immense pressure, and surrounded by toxic chemistry, this iron-armored snail demonstrates that life does not merely survive, it engineers solutions. Thank you for watching another Did You Know feature. If you like us, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, stay curious.